Hi, so the question I have today is, what are the questions I should ask my facial plastic surgeon or plastic surgeon when it comes to doing a rhinoplasty? So I want to basically focus on 5. You want to make sure that your surgeon is experienced. So how often and how many rhinoplasties do you do a year? You should have somebody who's doing a lot of these. You shouldn't go to someone who just does breasts, liposuction, ears, everything all together. You want to focus on someone who's doing rhinoplasty and facial surgery. The other question to ask is, how often do you have to revise your patients? You know, a 1 or 2% is not too bad, maybe a little more, but if you have somebody who's doing it 20, 30% of the time and they have to revise surgery, that's really not ideal. And they should be able to ask you, to answer this question. Another question for sure is, make sure that if you're asking these questions and they feel really uncomfortable, something's not right. You want someone who's going to be upfront with you before you have your surgery. Another question you should ask is, show me your pictures. I want to see what your patients look like. Do you image as well? Because it's nice to know what it's going to look like and how close to the image does it come out. Pictures are good, not just at the time of surgery, not at 1 week, not at 1 month. You want to see people who they've done 6 months, a year later, even 2 or 3 years later, because noses continue to change and you want to make sure that your doctor is going to give you a nice nose that continues to be good. What are some of the complications that you've had, doctor? Everybody has some issues, but generally speaking, with a rhinoplasty, you could have bleeding, infection. Those are the most common, but very rare. Actually, they're very rare. More common than not is, I'm not as happy as I want it to be. So it's important that when you do have a consultation with your doctor, you tell them what you want. Even bring in pictures of noses you like. While they may not give you that nose, at least they know what are the parameters. And the last one, and I think if you look at them, you'll get a good feeling. Do you like to do rhinoplasty, and are most of your patients happy? I think while we can be very critical of a lot of technique and is it open, is it closed, the most important thing is, are your patients happy? And generally speaking, this is one of my favorite procedures because most of my patients are happy. They come back with their friends, and it's just a fun operation that is a real life changer. So those are kind of the main things that you should focus on when looking for a good rhinoplasty surgeon.